Yo, it's boy Marcus Morstini back with another video. Today we will be doing a ranking every battle royale map in Codm video, and this is going to be Cry, Alcatraz, Blackout, and Isolated. And I gotta be honest, this is just my general feelings, my opinions on these maps, right? So it's how I feel, how they play, how many people are going to be on them, things of that nature. Just an overall consensus of why I like each map, why I don't like each map. So with that being said, coming in at the number 4 spot, we got Cry. This is the newest map in the game, so it just hasn't had the time played on it, but this has been the only map I have really played for BR since it came into the game. So I've played a fair bit of Cry. I think I've hit Legendary solely playing Cry one season, and then this season I mostly played Cry for Legendary. I played something else. I don't know. You get the point. I've mostly played this map. I got a lot of experience on it. Big problem with this map. Not enough people. There's only 40 people on the map, and this map's bigger than Alcatraz. And the POIs around the map, places of interest, are Village, Parish, Safari, and Industrial and Sanatorium, which all circle around the station, right? Sanatorium is fine because it's the closest to the station, but those other POIs, Village, Parish, Safari, and Industrial, nobody goes there. Under no circumstances is there ever really a reason for you to go there, because you could land station every time and that gets you anywhere you need to go, and the zone ends there half the time. So I feel like the POIs aren't used as well because there's not enough people on the map, right? If you had 60 people on the map, it'd be better. Not to mention if you had real people on the map where a game actually played like a real BR game, you know, it would actually play better with 40 people, but it might still be better with 60. Anyway, I don't like how it plays from like a flow perspective and how you can kind of flow around the map. I do love the map design. Honestly, I think the POIs are fine. I could do without Industrial. They could have come up with literally anything like that. There's an Industrial on any map ever, any BR map that's ever existed. I don't know why that is, but there's always one of them, and it's always just a stupid place to go. So maybe could do without that. But overall, I do love the Cry map. I think it's a lot of fun. I enjoy playing it. It's just not better than these other three. So coming in at number 3 spot, we got Alcatraz. I love Alcatraz. It's definitely my favorite of those two small maps. I don't think it's better than the bigger maps for one main reason. This gets boring. I gotta be honest, man. I've been playing this map for years now. Played on console for a long time. It gets boring. Some things get boring. All I do is play Call of Duty, and I get bored of it. Sometimes I want to come back to it, but I can get bored of it. You know what I mean? It's just the same thing over and over and over again. And that's what I've been doing for like 5 years of COD Mobile. But this map, Alcatraz, it's great. It's got a great layout for a small map. When they created Alcatraz on console, they actually went to Alcatraz to study the layout and build the map that way, which is what makes some of these maps so great, right? That's why Mob of the Dead on console was so great, because they did the same thing. So it's a phenomenal map. I love Alcatraz. I just think that it gets real repetitive, and the flow is great, mainly because it's so small. It's like playing a multiplayer map for BR. You know what I mean? So it does flow well. It is an excellent map. It is one of probably the best BR maps ever. But I think there's a reason where I'd have these next two maps above it, because they're bigger, there's more to them, and you get more people on them, and they just have a different style of play that Alcatraz can't really keep up with, because it's just like a respawn game mode of BR. You know what I mean? And that's not really, it's not the same, right? I'm not saying you can't compare them, because I'm going to compare them, but they're not the same in that regard. So I do love Alcatraz. It's not necessarily the best, most beautiful version of it. I love the Alcatraz that we have in COD Mobile is the Black Ops 4 version of it, where it's a little darker and more dreary, but it's still great and has been for years. It's not the, bright, colorful Warzone version of it. So I do love Alcatraz. I think everybody generally has the same consensus feelings on it, as it is one of the best BR maps of all time. But coming in at number 2 spot, Isolated. I am not the biggest Isolated fanboy. I actually am like an Isolated hater, but I can acknowledge greatness when it's there, and Isolated is a great BR map. I don't like playing it right now because I've played it so much that it's just not, it doesn't hit the same anymore. You know what I mean? I've done it before over and over and over again. I don't need to do it again. That's the only problem I have with Isolated, in terms of getting sick of it and enjoying the map. It's repetitive. Great things about Isolated. There's a lot of nostalgia in there. They have a lot of places from old COD maps or old COD games or zombies games. So like Bus Station is a lot like Transit. In that regard, it kind of looks a lot like it. So that's nice. You know what I mean? That's a callback. Standoff is on Isolated. You got I think Overgrown is also on the map, which is really cool. There's ski lifts. The adjustments made to the map over the course of time is one of the biggest things that makes it better, right? The adding of the football field, that POI next to the football field, whatever it's called. There's actually a couple down there. They've expanded the original Isolated map so much, it's insane. And that's also one of the problems with it, because they haven't added enough people into an individual game to where the game plays better or like it originally did. Now there's not enough people on the map, so it's just like everybody's so spread out. There's only 5 real teams on the map, which is like 25-30 people, and then the rest are all bots. So it's just like, you know what I mean? I'm like waiting for a gunfight, and I'm just kind of running around doing nothing. There's no UAVs, so it's hard to find people, and you're just like, where are these people at? You know what I mean? I landed Black Market, nobody came here this game. So now I got to run around the whole map to find a team. Next thing you know, there was no team because it was a bot lobby. That's a BR problem in general, but that happens a lot on Isolated. And it's really only, like, if you're not playing third person on Isolated, you're not going to be able to find a lot. Like, first person, you might find, like, one real team. Maybe a couple real teams, but it's just not the same. So I think an overall BR problem is generally consumed by Isolated itself. And I love the map. I do. I think it's a great map. It's not there for me. You know, it's really a love-hate relationship, if we're being honest. But right now, I'll admit that although I don't like playing it, it is one of the best BR maps in COD Mobile, and there's a reason everybody loves it. I can never really wrap my head around why it's like it's better than this first map, in my personal opinion. Why people can say that, maybe it's just me. But the first map is obviously going to be Blackout. Call it BO4 nostalgia, call it whatever you want. The very first COD BR map on any platform ever, and this map is phenomenal, right? When you're talking nostalgia and the way to form a BR map, in my opinion, when you're going for your first one, Blackout was superb. It did almost everything right. It's got callbacks to Verrucht, which is Asylum on the map. It's got Rivertown, which is an excellent POI to play at. Everybody loves landing there. Great hot drop. Firing range is dead center middle of the map. Everybody loves firing range. Black Ops 1 Array is on the map. You got Nuketown Island with the alpha omega looking disrupted version of Nuketown. It actually kind of looks more like Black Ops Cold War Nuketown, but we'll talk about that at a different time. Then you got Hijacked, which is also on the map. You get the mansion up there, which looks like Raid. So much on the map, and they have so much they can improve on it, right? For people who remember, in BO4, they flooded the entire map for the most part, and it was like a super big water map at that point. There's water everywhere. So there's a lot they can do to like switch up the map. They also added in the town from Buried down there towards the very bottom of the map where all the windmills are. So I think there's a lot of good things that can be done with that map, and I'm excited to see if they make the changes to it that they've made to Isolated in the future. And overall, I really think that the flow of that map is better. The same problem that you have on Isolated, you also have on Blackout with like not being able to find people simply because there's not enough real people in the lobby. But Blackout's not as big as Isolated. Isolated's huge. Like that upper area where like the ski resort and all that other random crap is at the top of Isolate. Like I've gone up there one time because I landed up there when I was late playing the game. You know what I mean? So that map is massive and needs more people. Blackout's like in the middle between your Cry and your Isolated. It's like right there in that sweet spot. So I'm super excited to see what they do with Blackout in the future. It's by far and away my favorite BR map ever, more so than even Gilly Island in Rules of Survival, which might be my second favorite BR map ever. Shout out to you if you played Rules of Survival, all my OGs out there. OG mobile players, I guess you could say. Also, with just like a side comparison thing, that with Isolated having more POIs to play on, I feel like that part of increasing the actual size of the map kind of makes it worse compared to Blackout, which is like the right size. You just need to add more stuff to it, or do something like flood the map or something like that to make people want to come back to it and like liven it up a little bit. Whereas with isolated, the map is just massive, and that's the problem. That being said, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications if you want to. Leave a comment. Let me know your 4 favorite maps in that order. And it's been your boy Marcus Morcini. I'm out. Peace.